your son come back? Anybody know? Yeah, the fatted calf. Yeah. It's good. The fatted calf had to be looking on the horizon going, no, no. So the older son, he wouldn't come to the celebration. He's just out there pouting, and the dad walks out to him. He's like, come on, man, your brother's back. He was lost, and he's found, and he's back. And the son's like, no. He goes, I've done everything that you've ever asked me to do. Whether I wanted to do it or not, you asked me to do it, I did it. I stayed, I didn't ask you for my inheritance, and you've never even let me grill out hot dogs in the backyard. And he blows it all, and we're killing the fatted calf. And the father goes, buddy, he said, don't you understand? He goes, everything I have is yours. Everything that I have is yours. But he was lost and now he's found. And so the message of the parable is, it's called the prodigal son, but it's not about the son, it's about the father. Which is why I think I really clung to this story. Meaning, you can't do anything so bad that he's going to love you any less. Think about that kind of love. We don't have that kind of love. You can't do anything bad enough that I'm going to love you one bit less, and you can't do anything good enough that I'm going to love you one bit more. I love you to the top of the tank because that's who I am. And for me, that's where my faith comes in my life. I didn't have a dad, and there came a point where I said, you know what? Here's what I want. Here's probably what every guy in here wants. I want somebody to know who I am intimately. I want somebody to be there for me. That's what I wanted in a dad. I didn't need to go to Six Flags, but man, I sure would have liked having you home for dinner. I wanted him to be there every day. I wanted him to know who I was. And I wanted him to love me unconditionally. And then it struck me, it was like, oh, that's who Jesus was talking about in Luke 15. So you know what, God? I'm going to let you be my dad. And there's going to be days where at my age now, when the world beats me up, I will just get in the evening, I go, Daddy, can I just climb in your lap and will you rub my head for a minute? Because I don't know what the hell to do right now. And that's the way he loves us. That's what we want as men. We want to be significant. We want the Father's blessing. It's what every guy in here wants. You want the Father's blessing. But God is sinless, and he can't be around sin, and men were corrupted in the garden. And so what he did, he goes, hey, you're not just significant to me. Let me tell you how much you mean to me is I'm going to send my son, and I'm going to let them spit on him, punch him in the face, beat him with 40 lashes with a whip that had little pieces of glass and iron hooks in the back of it, and rip the skin off of his back, and then I'm going to let him nail him to a tree at the top of the hill to pay for all your sins. So one day after you die, and you're going to be on Judgment Day, you're going to be sitting before God, and they're going to start bringing up all the stuff you've done in your life. And I picture it. I'm a picture guy. I'm a writer. I picture it sitting in a courtroom, and every time they name, hey, remember that time you did this with that girl that didn't really want to do this? And Jesus is your defender, and he stands up with that hole in his hand. And he goes, I already paid for that. And when they read all the charges about you, every one, he's going to go, already paid for that. And so the way God sees you is sinless because you have been atoned. He is the atonement, and I need that. I need that because it's the desire of my heart to be a good husband and be a good dad. Even more than being a good comedian. I want to be a good comedian, but I want those things more. And every single day I'll be driving down the street and go, oh my God, look at this woman over here in the spandex pants and the top. And I have to tell myself, don't look, don't look. I want to look. Sometimes I do look. But I sure try not to. Because of how much my dad loves me. And my dad tells me, hey, if you look, then you might flirt. And if you flirt, you might end up doing something that's going to wreck all these things that are so important to you. And that's what I want for you guys, is to tell you, the world tells you, well, if you have money, if you have fame, those are the things that are going to make you happy. The world lies to you, because in the mid-'90s, I did a sitcom. I filmed it in LA, and we filmed it right next to Roseanne, who had the #1 show. And at the time, Roseanne was making $1 million a week. $1 million every 5 days. She was the most miserable human being I've ever been around. She had all that fame and all that money, and she'd be in the parking lot trying to run over people. She'd be in the parking lot screaming at people and throwing things at them. And I'm like, okay, the world lied, because fame and money hadn't made her happy. You don't get a practice lap here. Be wise. It's not like NASCAR, where you can go around and get your tires hot for a few times and then you start the race. We get one lap. Every day matters. And that's what life is. It's choices and consequences. Here's what I would encourage you to do, in addition to having a small group. Think about the men in your life that you look at and you think, that's the kind of man I want to be.
It's like, how do you use it? So it's kind of influenced everything I've ever done. I mean, nothing in life prepared me to be a person of notoriety. But once that happened, it's like, okay, you got a platform. What are you going to do with this platform? And hopefully I've used it well. Well, Jesus said, I've come so you can have life to the full. You can have life to the fullest. And I think so many of us live our lives without it being full, because we chase the wrong things. And so much of it is perspective. So I'm 64 now. I've seen the 40s, the 50s, the 30s. I've raised kids. They're grown. I've got grandkids. So my perspective is different than a guy that's sitting out there that's 28 years old. And so maybe I can say to him, hey, here's what the world's going to tell you is important, but take it from somebody that has been rich, been famous, been poor, been obscure. Here's what I found to be true and not true. And that's all I want for these guys, that they live life to the full. There's no practice lap. You get one lap around the track. Make the most of it. So we were created for a purpose.
I need a stool. How are you guys? Oh, wow, that was quick. Awesome. Go Dogs. We can call them if you want to. Welcome. I know maybe some people showed up because I'm a comedian, but I'm not going to do comedy tonight. But it's something I love. But I will tell you this joke that Jay Leno just told me, because like people always come to my show and they're like, "Crap, I laughed for an hour and a half and I can't remember anything you said." And I'm like, "Good, because you'll come back again and pay to do it again." So, but Leno told me this joke. So here's a joke you can take home. It's totally clean. You can take it anywhere. So, man and a woman, married for 25 years. The wife dies. As they're carrying her casket into the church, they cut the corner too close and they slam it against the corner, slam the casket against it. And when they do, they can hear, and they're like, holy cow, and they set it down and they open it up. She's alive. She steps out of the thing, she's totally fine. She lives 25 more years. She dies again. They're carrying her casket into the church, and the husband says, "Watch the corner, watch the corner." Don't think I can do 25 more. So, one of the things that I really enjoy in life is kind of mentoring men. And I think it's heavily